All right. So everybody, welcome. This is Worship Party. You know what we do. Our duty is to talk about the Word of God, talk about social issues, and how best we can resolve those issues. And today we have here with us a special guest, and he's gonna introduce himself.
What's going on, y'all? I'm Timonthy, 21 years old. I go by the name of Tim2 Official on social media. Military, business owner, father, husband, but most importantly, child of God. And I thank y'all for having me.
All right. Welcome. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna start off. So tell us about what you do.
Man, that's a lot.
We got time, so.
There's nothing I really don't do, but I think to sum it all up, the biggest thing is using my talents that I've discovered in myself that God has given me to give back to the community, the environment. Like I said, my main thing is my LLC, and we do a lot of things as far as like marketing for different people, different organizations. We also do events as well for the community. We just did our boxing match last Saturday. Sometimes we have car meetings. We also have a clothing department on which people can like order items and stuff like that. And every item, it donates to a company we work with. They plant trees and then they remove waste from the environment. So overall, I'm just using my business. That's my biggest thing to just make the world a better place and to show people, man, that there are people that care. And 9 times out of 10, the people that really care and want to help people are those that are like faith driven. You know what I'm saying? Those that believe in the Word of God, and as well as believe in that's a cause greater than themselves, right? Because every time we see people doing business, we see people doing decent things, and they're doing it for themselves. So I think the biggest thing is remembering that I'm not doing it for me, I'm doing it for Jesus, and I have to live a way and be the best example. You know, the Bible says, imitate me also as I imitate Christ. So that's the biggest thing we're doing with the company and just with everything I do.
Making money, bro. You're making money?
Oh, yeah. Most definitely about that, man. But 9 times out of 10, we make money, we give it back. I give it back to either, like I said, plant trees, oceans, or doing those environments, doing those and stuff like that. And I also, I'm working on helping the homeless man right now. His name is Shane. Get him into church, so getting him a phone and stuff like that. And I mentioned that because, people see the business, they think about the money aspect, but when your heart is not in it, you're going to be blessed with money anyway. So I know that's coming, but the biggest thing I try to give what my business earns to those people. People like Shane, events for the church and stuff like that.
Okay.
That's good.
Can you tell us about your journey and how you got where you are?
Well, I always grew up in the church, man. I always knew that there was something about me that was different, but as a child, you don't really understand. You want to be like every other child. You want to play. You just want to feel like you belong. And as I got older, I realized that I was different. And, I always grew up with a camera in my face. Like I always had like some type of flip phone recording myself. I still got those old videos on YouTube, like me singing, like Little Einstein and stuff. So I think over time, I've seen myself grow into the person that God wanted me to be. But it was definitely, trials and tribulations, stuff I went through, family, school, and just like identity crisis. But once I joined the military, I just decided just to be myself. And funny thing enough is like I guess I'm like one of the most popular military influencer, and I'm myself. But growing up, I was always trying to be like everybody else, the football players and stuff like that. So I think along the way, I've realized when you try to focus more on who you are and not the people that are around you, it'll really shape your journey. And that's why we're here now.
Okay. Yeah. And as you get where you are, I bet you've encountered some setbacks in your life. How did you overcome those setbacks?
To everybody else, it's going to be different. My biggest thing is just having a relationship with God, right? Because a lot of times we go through things, everybody's going to go through something, right? The biggest thing is like knowing how you're going to get over these things. To some people, it's meditation. Some people, it's the gym. But for me, it's definitely my relationship with God, knowing that some things are bigger than me in life. Like every event we do, like every time I'm doing something like that's according to my purpose, I'm always having setbacks. Like every event, it either rains or somebody don't make it or somebody don't show up or something don't go well or the main factor or family comes up or military comes. So there's always a force that's going against on what my purpose is. But like I said, when I know who I am and whose I am, that kind of helps me with everything that I've been through. And so now I'm using my platform to try to teach people if you just give all your cares to Jesus, you know what I'm saying, you can be in a position where you can be comfortable as well.
Yeah. Aside from like obviously God, what is your support system?
I think the biggest is myself. Of course, my family. I got some friends, so but it's myself, right? Because no matter who supports you, no matter how much people push you, if you don't have it in yourself to want to be better and to want to be an influence, then you're not going to go nowhere. Okay. You can have a whole this crowd of people pushing you on, but if you do not think that you can do it, and you do not believe that you are capable of being who you dream to be, and you don't believe that you can accomplish those things, it's not gonna matter about who's, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely got to give myself credit, because times when I'm low, I'm always picking myself back up.
And that was gonna be my next question. In times where you feel discouraged and you're low, how do you pick yourself back up?
I think first I have to realize that I am low. A lot of times we just go through things, and that's how like depression and stuff kicks in when we don't be able to detect it. So anytime I feel like I'm in a spot, I just do what I love. Like I go for a drive, or I'll do something positive for the community, or I might make a video on TikTok or something like that. Just focus on things that I love, right? Because if I do what I love, I don't think about those small things. Because 9 times out of 10, the stuff we go through be small. It really does be small, but us as people, we make it a big thing. So I think the biggest thing, like going to the gym, something like that, or speaking to people, I think the biggest thing for me is just when I'm helping people, I'm helping myself. Okay. Because like I said, that's just who God made me to be.
Okay, should we expect anything else coming out of you? Like what should we be looking out for in maybe the next 5 to 10 years, basically?
Well, that's far. I don't even know if Jesus might come back then, man. But I take it one day at a time, because I think a lot of people they get stuck on that, trying to see themselves far, and you're not even worrying about what's right now. If you take it, to me, if I take it one day at a time, then those days are gonna come from 1 day to 1 week to 1 year, and then boom, 5 years later, you're gonna be able to look back and say, "Dog, I joined the military. Dang, I got my degree, CDL." So I definitely take it one day at a time. But as far as my goal in the future, I just want to be in a position where I can actually be a bigger influence, and work with collaborations on schoolings, and speaking to the youth. I think that's the biggest thing is attacking the problem when it starts, because a lot of times we see grown-ups do crazy stuff. It's because of how they grew up. They didn't have no mentor. I didn't have a mentor growing up. I didn't have my dad growing up. So I want to be that figure. Not necessarily a father figure, but that male figure for the male stuff. Because I think about what I didn't have. I want to be what I and other people didn't have. So 5, 10 years, if I have to give where I would be, I definitely still be serving God's people. But it's on a higher level, because every day you go higher.
Amen. Do you have a question?
Yeah. So, how long have you been in the army?
I'm going over 3 years. Over 3 years.
So would you say the army has helped you in any way?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I got to get credit where it's due. Like I said, whenever, like my pastor said, man, last Sunday, no matter what you do, no matter what job you have, you're going to always come out of that. No matter what it is, you're going to come out. So definitely the military has helped me to understand who I am better. And I've been able to meet a lot of great people traveling. And the military really helped me do what I love to do. Like I said, before I joined the military, I was kind of like the odd kid out. I didn't really have a platform. But when I started making the military content and started meeting new people and networking, it definitely gave me that boost. And also it gave me that confidence, of all the benefits, like using my VA and using my post 9/11, stuff like that. So definitely it's definitely a big influence. I cert my PMP cert. So definitely the military has definitely helped me greatly. To me, I believe that sometimes you just need that stepping stone, and you can carry yourself. Right. You just need somewhere to start. A lot of people are like that, just like me. I just needed a start, and now I'm going to take this thing all the way and score a touchdown.
Okay.
So I have one more question. I know you are married to a service member, right? So how did you balance the two? I know you guys have kids, right? How many?
One.
Oh, just one. So how did you balance it? Was it that tough? Considering she's also in the military?
Yeah, everything is tough, man. You got to have that foundation. That's for anything. You got to have that foundation. Like I said, I don't know how everybody else does it. I can't really speak for everybody else, but as far as me, just having that relationship with God, because there's been many times where I wanted to give up, because it's something new. When it's something new like that, you want to give up and stuff like that. But you have to remember why you got married. You have to remember why you love that person. You got to remember why you went to God and said, I want this to be my person. And that's the biggest thing. You got to be committed. You got to be committed. Like, you're going to fall. You're going to make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? But as long as you're able to hold yourself accountable and just remember, you know what I'm saying, why you wanted to be one with this person. Because like I said, when you get married, man, it's not just about you or them. It's a covenant. It's a relationship between you two and God. That's why y'all are one. So that's what I think about. I can't separate that. I can't do God like that. You know what I'm saying? I can't do myself like that.
Okay, as a young couple, what are some challenges you face?
I mean, everything in the book. Society. I think society has really just, of course, you know, a lot of people hear traditional and they get scared of it, like, oh man, you want to be old school, man. But I think that's the biggest thing, being young. You see everybody, you know, young and turn or cheating or doing this, and it's being glorified and it's being praised. And, you know what I'm saying? You're seeing it on Instagram, like this, that. So this has to be the toughest generation, you know, trying to do God's will, trying to be married, trying to do it right, trying to be married first, then have kids. It's got to be the toughest generation. But like I said, that's why I think it's important. You raising your child up in the way they should go, because the way my mama raised me and what she has taught me, even when I'm surrounded by all this chaos and everybody around me and people that work with me doing all type of stuff, I remember how I was raised and I remember my values. That's the biggest thing, because there are some people that are doing worse than me. There's some people that are doing better than me. But the biggest thing, as long as you know what I'm saying, why you decided to get married and stuff like that, then you'll be good.
And what made you want to get married so early in life?
I didn't even say it as early, man. Like, I definitely didn't. When I be looking at things, I don't be having no time frame. But like I said, I grew up in the church, so I always knew that it's better to marry than to burn with a passion, right? And I wanted to do it the right. I wanted to do it the right way. I want to do it the right way. Yeah, that's what the words say. I wanted to do it the right way, man. And I know that I always knew I wanted a family. Like, a lot of people, I said vast majority of people, they want that traditional, you know, wife or husband and family. A lot of times we go through stuff as kid or go through stuff as adult or teenager that kind of like shift that. But I mean, I'm just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? I want a stable home. I want my daughter to have what I didn't have, a mother and a father. So it takes me having a little bit more self-respect and maturity, and knowing that I don't want to be like, all right, man, I done been a whore and all that, so now I can settle down, and I don't want none of that. I want to skip that. Because that's what a lot of people doing now. Oh, I'm young in terms of living my life, and I get settled now. You know what I'm saying? Who's to say you're gonna live in the next 2 or 3 years? So don't waste my time. That's the biggest thing, man. Just knowing what I wanted. I knew what I wanted, and I knew who I wanted it with.
That's the word.
Let me digress a little bit. So now, I see you do a lot of things, right? You do boxing. Not you per se, but you organize those stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then also you sell stuff. Let me talk about the boxing. So now with the boxing, how do you organize those things? Does it cost, or
sometimes
does it involve a lot of stuff?
Yeah, it definitely does. You definitely gotta have a team. Like I said, when I joined the military, I went to Korea. I met 2 amazing people. JMP, shout out to JMP, man, and Jay. He's Jamaican. He taught me because, like I said, I remember I told you I grew up with a camera in my face, so I always had the stage presence. I always had the energy that people gravitate around. I just need to understand how to make it like marketable. So when I met them, they broke everything down to me, and we worked together. And so now I know, first you got to have an area, you got to have a plan, you got to have a contingency plan, and then you also got to know, what all you need for this event. You know what I'm saying? You got to, okay, I need my fighters. I need my marketing. That's when I come in. I need my marketing. I need location. I need to have people that can record me so I can do the promo videos. I need to know how can I big. I need to put flyers up. But like once you keep doing a lot, it's pretty simple. But I think the biggest thing is just 1, time and place, 2, who's going to be involved, and 3, making sure that you like nothing is going to stop you from doing that event. So if you know it's going to rain, plan ahead. Like I said, it rained yesterday at our boxing event. We had a backup location that was perfect. But I mean, that's with anything. When you organize stuff like that, when you organize, you got to know you got to need your equipment. You're going to need your lights. You're going to need your camera. Like it's the same mindset. Just like with YouTube or TikTok, you need a phone, you need lighting, you know how to edit a little bit. So whatever you're doing, you got to know like what do you need for it. But it's not that difficult. I think the most difficult part is like the day of. You're always thinking about, okay, what can go wrong, this and that. Yeah. But like when you're planning it, it's easy.
You still have your dating show? You still have your dating show?
No. I'm doing. I lead it to somebody. I lead it to other people now. Like I said,
What happened?
I mean, I probably do something maybe like a little bit more positive in the future, but I think the biggest thing is, you know, joining the military, it can really put you off course spiritually. I'm still getting back on course. But I was doing what was trending at the time. I was doing what was trending. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it? Volume matches and stuff like that was very popular on YouTube. Like I said, I grew up doing it. So I did gaming, I did editing, I did a lot of stuff when it comes to the trends. So I decided like I wanted doing these YouTube videos, they're cool and all, but I want to have an impact on people. Like I said, I want to have an impact. I don't want to just do the trends. I want them to be like, dang, Tim, he out there in the community, he's with the children, he's feeding the homeless, like. So yeah, that's kind of why I slowed it down a little bit. So I let other people do that. If that's what you want to do, that's cool. But I know my purpose, and I know that I don't have time to waste. I don't have no time to waste. There's people out there that need help. There's people out there that need love. There's people out there. So I kind of diverted from that stuff. And so I use what I learned growing up as far as YouTube and what I learned from Jay, and I combine it to something positive.
All right.
Okay, and if somebody wants to like support what you're doing or help you out, is there a way they can contact or reach you?
Oh yeah, always, man. I'm always on. We're everywhere: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. My biggest things are like I think on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook are my top three that you can reach me. Same as always, Timonthy official. You can either Google us. C4M the Label LLC, and it actually pop up everything that we do and stuff like that. But I'm not hard to get in contact with. But I will say I'm very strict on who I collaborate with. A lot of people don't have the same purpose as me. A lot of people, like I said, you got to be careful when you're doing business with certain people because, like I said, you got to have a meaning behind what you do. You can't just come up to me and be like, hey, I'm trying to work, because I know there's certain people that want certain things. I got to see that you got a prayer. I got to see that you're kind of the same thing. I don't want to be unequally yoked with my business. That's why I don't work with a lot of people. That's why I love working with myself, because I'm able to just let it flow. When I got to work with other people, I got to kind of, digress and back them. Okay, I got to do it this way, or I got to listen to them and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm always reachable. And our events are they're mostly free, always available to the public, man. That's always a good time. You can always network, you can stream. That's how I met a lot of people, just by having those events. I met a guy yesterday doing a boxing event, and he bought a camera like yesterday. So I said, okay, we're gonna if this is what you want to do, okay. We let him record. He was my videographer, took my photos, boom. So easy to get in contact with. You just gotta know what you're doing.
Okay. And are you like looking for any member to be part of your team right now, anything like that, or you're good?
No, not really. Not really. I think it's natural to me. I'm not like a sign up to be our ambassador, because I think the only part of the team you can join, I guess, our ambassadors. But all my ambassadors, they're like my sisters. You know what I'm saying? We're like family. Okay. So like I said, I have to know you. I have to see what you're about. I have to like spend time with you. I'd be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, the people that, my foreign ambassadors, I have met with them. We have hung out, and it's just like, you know what I'm saying? You support me, so I want to, be able to use my business to help you what you got going on. Because that's the biggest thing with like business, right, and having an identity. It can't be about self. It's got to be bigger than you. Like I said, I got a lot of friends. They got clothing brands, business. It's all about them. You know what I'm saying? You may have a shirt, right? They got your name on it. Nobody's gonna buy a shirt. Like unless you like Beyonce or something like that, nobody's gonna buy a shirt with your name on it, because that's what you're representing. But they represent, like same way you got these shirts, right? A lot of people can relate to Worship Party, right? So everybody that's on my team, they was able to relate to the message and the meaning of what we were doing. So yeah, I mean,
Okay, and if there's like a young guy growing up who wants to, follow the same path that you're following, what advice would you give that person?
The first thing first, you gotta know who you are first. Like once you know who you are, it'll kind of help you get to where you're going. Second, this is me personally. Everybody's not like this. This is me personally. You gotta have a relationship with God. You gotta have you gotta have a relationship with God. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we try to think about, okay, what advice can I give people like earthly, but that's just not my purpose. If you want some type of advice, without God, you gotta go somewhere else. But if you're seeing how I live my life and you're like, man, I want to do the same thing. I'm going to tell you how I did it. First, you got to have a relationship with God because He's going to give you your purpose. Like He's literally like, you're going to be doing something one day and everything's just going to click. I think that's the biggest thing I tell people that try to imitate me in a way, right? It's just like, it may not work for you because it may not be what God, because anything we do in life, right? No matter what we want to do, no matter how successful we are, if it's not what God wants for His will, it's not going to happen. So that's what I'm saying. I don't want you to follow me in a way that you're trying to imitate me. I want you to imitate Christ because He's going to give you what you need. I tell all my friends, I tell everybody that, man, put God first. Because one day it's just going to drop. Sometime God, it'll drop it. Other time it'll be just like Moses, where I was already in your heart. And over time, life events just allow your purpose to get more clearer and clearer and clearer. So, okay, I know what to do. So now I'm going to do it.
Okay. Do you have any last remarks for the viewers watching?
Oh, man, just always keep God first. Always keep God first. And then keep yourself, I would say, second, right? Because a lot of time, if you're not able to, a lot of times you'll say God and they'll say family and stuff like that. But I believe you can't provide for your family or you can't be there for your friends if you're not there for yourself. Because you're going to give and never pour back in. You're going to forever be empty. So put God first and put yourself second. And always have a purpose in anything you do. Don't just do, because we don't live long on this earth. It's not like back in the old day where people living 9,900 years, right? We don't have a lot of time. So everything that you do, make sure you can go to sleep like, what type of impact did I give on somebody? Or what type of message did I give to people? And anything that you do. And one thing about it, just keep going. Keep going. A lot of times we get stuck. A lot of times we get trapped, right? Keep going. Sometimes that's the biggest thing. You know, old people like, oh man, no, just keep going. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all ever heard, the elderly people say, just keep living. Yeah. That'd be my best advice. Keep living. Okay, how I'm gonna pay these bills? Keep living. How I'm gonna make it through college? Keep living. How I'm gonna get this car? Keep living. How I'm gonna take care of my family? Keep living. How I'm gonna be the best father for my child? Keep living. How I'm gonna be the best son? Keep living. The best husband? Keep living. Because over time, as time plays out, you're gonna get more knowledge. Every day, Proverbs 3:5 says, "In all your way, get understanding."
Keep living.
That's the only thing I got. Just keep living, man.
Keep living, man.
Yeah, that's the word. Keep living.
Keep living, man. You're gonna have to. Please keep living.
You should do that on one of your shirts. Keep living.
Yeah, I am. Most definitely keep living. I think that's a good message nowadays. Everybody want to
have
give
a sample of your products, yeah?
Yeah, that you want to show the viewers.
Yeah, over there. I think I put them.
And make sure you leave one here, man.
Yeah. Hold up. We have our bikinis.
You gonna wear the bikini?
That's for like
You saying that's what you're wearing?
No. I mean, come on. I have a wife, man.
I'm just saying, like.
And Debbie is here.
Yeah, you gotta let me know your color and let me know your size.
How much is that?
I think they're 25. Yeah, they're 25, and it comes with on the top and the bottom. And on the front of it, like I said, on the bra it says cheese chosen, and on the back of it says pretty on purpose. So like I said, like every time we drop something, I want you to look at it and be like, you know what I'm saying? I be putting myself down too much. Yeah. Or I be hard on myself. I gotta remember that I am chosen. All are called, but few are chosen. So I want people to understand that it's up to you to have that identity. Whether we do an event, whether I have a hat, you know what I'm saying? Everything that I am, I represent something greater than myself. Okay. And so I put it back into my work. And so you can represent something greater than yourself. Some little girl might see it. Hey, Mom, I like your little shirt. And, also I have the African woman, you know what I'm saying, with the afro and the rings and everything else, man. So I'm big on my roots, man. But I'm always available. They're always on our website. Sometimes they sell out fast. We're going to be restocking our bonnets soon. We do bonnets for the little kids.
Oh, so you have a platform where people can order from?
Yeah, we have a whole website, man. We got everything. Yeah, we got a whole website. It's CHOOSEN, the number 4, MOTION.com. Okay. Chosen Promotion. It's supposed to be chosen, but it's spelled choosing. I made a mistake, and I killed it because I want to remember that I am not perfect, and I'm allowed to make mistakes. And as long as I grow from them, we're good to go.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
No, that's yeah. So welcome for.
Thank you, man. I can't wait to come back.
Thanks for sharing.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you have any questions, put it down low in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.
Share the link.
And follow Mr. Tim's here. Can I call you Tim?
Yeah, you come.
Yeah.
Please.
Follow his link and support his business because he's doing God's work, and that's what we're here for. So thank you guys so much. See you guys next time. Bye.
See you
Yeah.
later.
Yeah.
Fancy.
Nice one.
And I have
Loves the laughter.
I don't know what I'm laughing at.
He
I don't know,
said,
I'm so
"What
sorry.
happened?"
I thought Anthony did something funny.
I'm not used to seeing him so serious, and he's like seriously looking at
Yeah, I'm just paying attention. Yeah.
Nah, but I think that's the biggest thing, man. Like,